Contagion, Zombie. My new one, Europa, is a sci-fi novel. So basically a romp, basically, escapism. And this is what I'll be reading from tonight a little bit, a collection of short stories, novellas called Demon Revolver. The first story sample I'm going to be reading is it's a horror western. So I'm going to read basically the first couple pages just to give you an idea, and then I'm going to read another piece that kind of gives you a nice blend of the characters involved. And then if there's time, I'll read a quick thing from the Woodsman. Dry Gulch, Arizona, 1895. And this is told from first perspective. Day after day I sit here, hands drawn, ready to withdraw some sort of story from the depths of my mind. I am a scribe, if you can call it that. I work for a meager wage at the ramshackle of a paper, the Dry Gulch Post. I have now, for the last 5 years, conformed to the realm of the penniless world. This very saloon, the local ragtag group of wannabe gunslingers cohort, has become a lexicon for an evil fraternity of wily upbringings. To our own jaded merit, our town sheriff, the incorrigible Clay Obsidian, rampages around town with a drunken destructiveness, smashing anything and anyone in his destructive path. His unique demeanor has caught the attention of our newly corrupt mayor, Mr. Randolph Larkin, a man born from the belly of the truest robber baron. His wealthy family spawned from the richest railroads and oil fields. Now he extends his limited knowledge and power to our lazy town, which by sheer irony sits atop prime real estate. It's been heard through our generations that several gold mines lay beneath our surface, waiting to be extracted. The gold rush of 1848 brought many people to our area in search of the prime metal. However, our grizzled sheriff has made a statement of no new visitors and clamped down an iron-fisted justice around our town. So I'm stuck with a remote and desolate place with fresh a compass swirl south of civilization. Our town's mayor has turned as a darkened coin to corruption, running local gambling scenes and whorehouses, turning a nice tidy profit. And our very own sheriff spends too much time of his life drowning in the local bootleg liquors. Now comes word that a rogue gunslinger has set his sights on our dreary town, and our very own sheriff has urged a restoration of justice in the wake of this gunslinger's arrival. The reward for his head has ballooned to $50,000, with many bounty hunters falling prey to his lightning-quick revolver. Derek Lightning Coyle is a brutish, cocky, gun-wielding son of a bitch, and grown accustomed to the wealth of gold hidden beneath our surface. His legacy has been stored for the last few years. Word had it that he had come into possession of a Demon Revolver, which never missed its target, and fueled his murderous legend. Our mayor sent word out to another gunslinger, one long retired, in restless anticipation of his assistance. Creighton Bullseye McKenna has spent the last few years weathered and drinking up more than his fair share of liquor in our prize saloon. At one time he held his own with one and only Billy the Kid, the notorious Jesse James, and even rode with Coyle till the youngster turned the tables and shot him down cold, seizing the fatal revolver from the bloody grass for his own. Now the mayor needed muscle to protect his own agenda. If McKenna could eliminate Coyle, then our mayor would have the gold all to himself. Talk about ironic conversation. Coyle was expected at any time. As I sat at the cracked wooden table with several stained rings for my own glass of murky scotch, I took notice of the aged gunslinger sitting at the bar with his own half-filled glass of amber liquid, likely the same as my own in one hand and a bullet in the other. I summoned the fortitude to walk over and introduce myself. I frigidly approached the looming gunman. I took notice of his left hand, which continued to jerk about wildly. The small edged bullet twirled and spun as the man's fingers kept it dancing about the pine wood bar. His dress was anything but professional, well-worn stretch of pants, blackened boots, spurs dangling from the heels, a simple frayed blue striped shirt, tucked beneath a dusty maroon-colored vest, sporting 3 large scratched gold buttons on the front. Are you just going to sit there, or are you going to ask me a question? His stringy voice provided the deflating prick to the swollen balloon of my expectations. I fumbled for the right words. All the one-night stands with various ladies, whose names I can never remember, even if I tattoo them across the back of my hand, I always had a choice discussion for never calling them back. But for some strange reason, I couldn't find the period at the end of this sentence, sitting next to this aged hero I held in such high esteem. "You ain't going to be here all day," his voice again bristled. "I'm waiting for someone." He drizzled scotch down his large throat, his extended Adam's apple bobbed horizontally like a cork in water. And that last liquor grimy glass, he rested it on the bar and spun the bullet once more between his well-worn fingers. "My name's Preston Wincott," I said. "Are you the scribe?" he asked me. Yes, I am." I always had a habit of repeating words under the pressure of extreme anxiety. "I need a scribe to write my memoirs," he said with a grim tone. "I have many stories to tell, but only one will emblazon my legacy." I understand. There's a potential problem brewing in town. That would be correct. The demon goes by the name of Derek Coyle. His eyes shifted about the saloon. No sign of him yet. He went back to spinning his bullet. You want me to write your story? Something like that. Listen, kid, I can't offer you anything but monetary value, he said. However, you will reap the benefits tenfold once my story is published. I'll write your story, Mr. McKenna. Very well, then, he responded with a hearty slap on my right shoulder. Tell me what you know of my story. I took in a deep breath and relived every piece of information I'd ever collected on the gunslinger, all 30 years worth. I ended it with the most intensely grotesque fact of them all. Coyle's arrogant disrespect for McKenna when he shot him down cold, pilfering that prize revolver of his. Well, son, you definitely have my life story down to the ridges of a nickel, he saluted my in-depth account, but you still have one more story to tell. The ink was still wet on my diary's parchment, waiting to finalize my words. When do we leave, I asked, adding a few more twists and turns into my staggering prologue.